Hello. Welcome. This is another installment, or the 12th installment, or the 1 year anniversary of Two Chaps with myself, Dave from Vintage Uprising, Texas, and my good friend who I'll add to the stage now. I hope he's ready. Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop. Hello, Scott, and happy anniversary.
Well, thank you and happy anniversary, David. How are things in Texas tonight?
Things are chilly again. So we got up to 84, 80, low 80s, all the humidity, and we got a cool front, and now it's back down to the 50s tonight. So I'm loving it. It's supposed to be cold in February.
Yeah, boy, I wouldn't know what to do with 80 degrees in February. We're in for just
we had air conditioning on yesterday. It's not right.
It's not right. It is not right. And I am right on the cusp of that storm. And I think all I'm going to get is rain and maybe a little bit of snowflakes here and there. But I think all that snow is going to be up in New York City, and I am.
So is that vest? Is that vest called Fair Isle? Is that a Fair Isle pattern vest?
Indeed, it is. Fair Isle.
Wonderful. Well, I know everyone, you did a preview earlier. I actually managed to get a preview video out, so I didn't show everything I had. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes tonight. There's some fun things, some different things, and some things that people have seen before. Maybe they've never purchased before. Maybe it's someone's birthday's coming up and they want to buy for them. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how it goes. But okay. 1 year, can you believe it?
No, I can't. I can't. A year ago in February. That's right, because we didn't. Yeah, February was our first week. We were only going to just see what happens, and it's been a full year. So great. Once a month on the second Monday of each month, right? Yes.
Yeah.
And now the second Monday of each month at 8 o'clock. We both sell about 10 items or so. And thank you very much. And we flip from channel to channel.
Yeah, we share the love.
Hopefully,
so we're going to wait for everyone to sashay or make their way down the boulevard to this channel.
See on the devices that I'm on. You'll have to tell me how many folks have we got here, David.
So far, we have. It looks like we have 123 watching now, and 11 thumbs up. But of course, I can refresh. And bear with me if I look away. I'm looking at YouTube. I have our live StreamYard here in front of me, so I'll look over here so I can get the metrics, I guess. Yeah, the thumbs up are creeping up. So it helps with the thumbs up if you do that, or it helps with the thumbs down, believe it or not. It's all interaction. It's the miracle of YouTube. Don't know.
Happening the other night.
YouTube can be a miracle.
Maybe it won't work for me. Maybe it will work for you. I did a thumbs up. I think it was on StreamYard, and balloons came up just from looking at how.
That happened to us 2 or 3 Two Chaps ago, and it happened 4 or 5 times during the broadcast. I don't know where it comes from. And I forget about it. I just totally forget about it. So I don't go and let me research that. We have a ton of other things to research. So, balloons coming up, that's fine. It's all a celebration, right? Hey, did you like my little short about we earn it?
Loved it. The old fashioned.
I don't know why. I thought I need to do a short, and I was coming up my train of thought was boarding at the station for an idea of something, and then I thought of, we earn it. So I looked up that old commercial, and I thought I would do a little play on words from that.
Was John Houseman in it?
Just having fun. Oh,
Yeah.
I gave you a little preview, but look behind me. Look at this Manhattan.
I see
And I
it.
put a little light back here. It's going to go off automatically, but I backlighting the black and then the Manhattan. Just a few pieces. I don't know if you can see it.
I can't. Oh, I love it.
These are timed, so it'll go off. Just more stuff to dust.
Yeah.
And the little Art Deco cat. You remember, you're like, hey.
I see him.
But he's damaged. That's why I keep him. Someone dropped him badly because you had a pair of these. Or I think you have. Do you have some or you sold some?
Oh no, I don't sell my Deco black cats.
Okay, well, someone dropped this poor guy and he completely tore off the base.
Oh.
He must have dropped 20 stories.
Because if he's like the one I have, he's plaster and he'll just break right off.
He's not plaster, he's metal. So for that to break, that was a bad fall.
Oh, he's in a different pose. Mine is back here guarding the cat. Salem is back here in this cabinet right there. And this is in there. This one is made out of, this one is similar. Now, it's not Frank art, but this one is made out of plaster. And it's got the old green felt on the bottom. You can see there. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of times when I show this, everybody says Frank art. But once again, remember, you know the old saying, everybody copied everybody. So Deco cats were a big deal. This one is not Frank art. So it's actually, but yeah, I only have this one. And then the other two that I have are at a different type of a pot, a different type of a finish. But he's a Deco one, not a 1960s one.
Well, just quickly, Scott and I like to bring 10 items each. We go pretty quick, sometimes a dozen, or we'll have one of the items will be choice. So it may be any more than 10. It just depends on what we have, what we want to share with the folks. So just warning, a lot of people like this format. So we don't spend a lot of time on items and we count down quickly. Some have asked if they could help us tonight. I'm going to have Karen Williams, if she'd be so kind to do a start when we start the price, if she'll do the start. And then I'll put in the stops and then we'll call each other stops here on YouTube and we'll just verify. Now, Scott and I will do a little countdown, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll hit the stop when we see the YouTube feed, which for me is anywhere from a 7 to 10 second delay from StreamYard. So get your bids in. We don't do just in case. If you really want an item, get your bid in because the bids will be quick and furious. Go ahead, Scott. Sorry.
I don't have my computer. I can't type in stop for you.
Okay, that's fine. I can do it.
Okay. Sorry,
I normally handle it anyway, but I can do the stops. Not a problem.
Okay.
So be in live chat. That also helps. If you seem to be behind or delayed, or we notice, what is this person talking about? And it was an item ago or 2 items ago, and that may happen depending on the internet in your area or your connection. You may want to refresh and make sure you're in live chat again. So I have our email. Thank you, KP. KP's putting on where to email us. It's scrolling on the bottom as well. And Karen, yeah. I can do the stops, Karen. That's fine. The starts are what's important for some people. Go ahead, Scott.
Very, very, very important. If you bought from me before on YouTube, I'm sorry, on eBay, that's a completely different platform, and I have none of your information, and I can't access. So this is all different. So if you buy something tonight from a live sale, you are actually new to me if it's your first time, even if you've bought something on eBay. So I'll still need for you to send your information to me via email so that I can send you an invoice.
Right.
Because I can't access that personal information off of eBay. So it's totally separate. And then also the things that you bought from me last Monday night, they're in the mail. I had Vinny helping me with some things, and all that's packed up, and that stuff, whatever you bought from me a week ago, it's on its way, and it should be there by the middle of the week.
Perfect example.
Okay, so
There's someone here who has purchased from you on eBay and never on YouTube, named Sue. So this will be kind of new to her. So just as a for help for Sue, if she's interested in something tonight, Sue, you will enter. We'll do a starting price, and you will just put in a bid of the price you want to pay. You may be in competition with someone, so just kind of keep up with it. And then when we do a countdown, the highest price before the end will be the winning bid. So just to give you an idea. Hey, Harry. So hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Scott, did you have anything further you wanted to just remind everyone?
I think not.
Okay. Well, with that, let's see, we have 199. Now it's 206. So we'll let it grow a little bit more. There are some items, some of this stuff ranges from depression glass to a very funky tiki flask on my end to, I guess, new glass art, which I appreciate. And then you've got a preview of what Scott did. And since Scott is my guest tonight, we will let him go first. And we'll just make you big.
Well, okay. In that case, David, I will start the evening out with a tobacco tin. Indeed, I shall. And the tobacco tin, we are going to start off at $15 on the tobacco tin. I will tell you that it is not dented. It's about 100 years old, but somebody did pierce the bottom of it right there and right there. So, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I don't believe anybody's going to put liquid or brown sugar in this, but just to know that there is a puncture right there and then another little puncture right there in the bottom of this tobacco tin. So we start off.
You have a bid at 15. And I'll try and keep up on the screen as well.
Thank you. This is Granger Rough Cut Pipe Tobacco. And we'll just turn it around slowly. A few scratches on this old tin, and I would date it to circa 1920. Could be a little bit older, but I don't believe it was made anytime past 1930. Oh, my word. Rough cut. There we go, Granger, and you can see made for pipes, a cool lasting smoke. There is a cool little, what is he? He's a pointer on the back. See him? And then all this description will keep going around the tin so you can see all sides of it.
You have a bid at 20.
Including the lid, and there's a pointer on the lid as well.
That is fantastic.
I love the pointer on the lid. David, can you read it? I'm looking at it backwards. What does it say on the lid?
A pointer on tobacco, Granger Rough Cut Pipe Tobacco.
All right. This good old Kentucky Burley owes its extra Fragrance and mildness to Wellman's method, an old-time tobacco secret. The rough cut burns more slowly and completely, so you'll get what every pipe smoker wants. A cool smoke in a drier pipe. Supposedly, that's what every pipe smoker wants. We'll just leave it at that. And it stands... we're going to count this bad boy down, so if you didn't get your bid in there, go ahead and get it in there. Get it in. It's 5 inches tall. It's not dented. And we'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on the pipe tobacco tin. That's it. Okay, very good. We'll see what we get. And I will write it down on my very official notebook in my best penmanship. Might it be Kells at 28?
Okay, well, we had a flurry of bids at the last second, so I see Kells, Kells, for $28 before the stop.
Kells,
she's on the Kells is on the screen.
Kells at 20. Kells, I'm almost certain that you have purchased from me in live sales before, which means I should have your information. But if memory isn't serving and I don't know you, would you send your, it's scrolling down below, if you'll just send your information. But if you've already bought from me before off of live sales, no need, I've got it. Thank you, David. Thank you, Kells. Thank you, everyone who placed bids.
You have it written down?
I do.
Okay, I will hide the comment. And my first item, and let me get to my little cheat sheet. And I have it on a screen. So I'm going to start with, this is going to start at $15, and it will be choice. Both pieces are L.E. Smith. So they're roughly the same size. So the black or amethyst, when you put this under a bright light, you can see the deep, deep purple, deep, deep amethyst. Let me put the start on there. This is going to be fun. So the first one is the cupped bowl, and they call it cup because it's not flared out or ruffled like this one. So they're both 3-footed. The cup was made from 1931 to 1937. It's 3 by 4 inches. So again, Mount Pleasant. And then the round bowl, not the cup, but the round bowl. This was from 1930 to 1938. So roughly around the same time, same decade. Both for L.E. Smith. Nice little starter pieces if you are interested in the black gloss.
Kells has a bid of 15, I believe.
Okay, I just saw that, so I put the little highlight there. So this will be choice. So if you can get one or the other or both if you're the winning bid for the same price. And it's interesting that Scott showed the blue glass earlier, and I just wanted to show that they did these in blue. Now this is my collection. This one's not for sale, but oh, Dave, why is it not for sale? Yep, maybe I should have had white for that. But the cobalt blue, they only made the blue for 2 years.
In that shape?
In this shape, yeah. In several of the designs, I think it was a couple of years, based on the book, and not the internet, not eBay, not Etsy, not someone's listing, but the book.
Yeah.
Which you don't get published unless you have a lot of research, and you do a lot of combing through catalogs and talking to those that worked in the glass. These don't have any issues as far as chips or flea bites. This one has no silver etching on here. This one does have a little bit of the silver lines. but of course that wears off over time. This is very old glass. So I will count it down. We do have Kel's bid at 15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'll refresh the page. There's a stop. And
Looks like Kel's at 18. No?
getting live here.
Mm-hmm.
Kel's at 18. Okay. And Kel's, I just need to know if you wanted the rounded, which is this closed top, or they're both Mount Pleasant, but the one with the stripe or the one without the stripe. Just let me know.
And let it snow.
Let us know.
Let it snow. Let us know.
No stripe, please. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone else is interested in this one, just put it in the comment. Okay, Scott.
Okay.
Banner.
Starting up, we're going to look for an opening bid of $15. This is also a piece of L.E. Smith glass, and mid-30s, David. I think you looked it up and told me that it was made in the mid-30s. It's a vase, on a footed vase. And again, we start at $15 on it. It doesn't have any chips or cracks on it. On this particular vase, this is a very sharp edge around here. And there's a little bit of roughness. It's something that's felt but not seen. It wouldn't really take much for you to get a few little bits of roughness, because it's just that edge is it's rounded at the top, but boy, that's a sharp edge there. So you'll feel a little roughness when you run it through your hand, twirl it through your hands like that. But how many people come over to your house, pick up your glass vases and twirl it through their hands? Like, well, I would, but I'm weird in that sense. All right, so it stands about 7.5 inches tall. It is beautiful L.E. Smith Cobalt glass. Come on now, we're going to zippity-doo-dah. Look at the swag. Got my swag on. You got your swag on, David?
Oh, all the swag.
Oh, yeah, we swagging. Mm-hmm. Got my swag on.
Let me throw this out. They reproduced this in the 50s, but they didn't have the lacing pattern on there. So you're getting the real deal in the 30s.
Ooh, real deal, real deal. Okie dokie, real deal on this piece of glass. About 7.5 inches tall. It's nice and thick too, so I really like this piece. Do we have an opening bid of 15? I don't even think that we do. Good heavens. Well, we're not going to waste any time. How tall is it? Did I say 7.5 inches? I did. Okay, Justine has an opening bid of 15. Bring back the swag. Go and find yourself a second one, and you'll have a pair for your mantelpiece. That would be really neat, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. So we've got one bid at $15. Justine, you're the only one at $15, and we're going to count. Is it painted? No, it is black glass. It is blue cobalt glass. There's no paint on it. What you see is embossed swags. Mm-hmm. And one of these, a while ago, I looked up the difference between a swag and a festoon. I don't want to get my swags mixed up with my festoons, I'll tell you that. So we do have these little like little bellflowers, little swags there. Okay, so it's a glass vase. Yeah, right? And Patsy has the high bid of $16. Any questions or comments? David, you said 1934, 35, 36?
34 to 36.
Okay. All right. The high bid is 16. We're counting it down. 10, 9. Yes, I did say that. 8. Zippity doo dah. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. They're jumping in there at the last minute. That's okay. But watch out, watch out. David,
is that a modern song? Watch out, watch out.
Yeah, it's Post Malone. It's from.
I was thinking of another song from the 80s.
Watch out, watch out. White Iverson by Post Malone. About half of you fell off your seat. How does Scott know White Iverson by Post Malone?
I have CC at 21.
I listen to all kinds of music. CC at 21 gets the L. CC, you got a deal. That's the vase, $21. CC, you got it.
You got it.
You've got it. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. David, it's your turn.
It's my turn. Okay, this is going to start at $15. It's a pair of Manhattan candlesticks.
Get me off of there.
You're off.
Good.
Okay, yeah. So start at 15. I do have these. I think they look great. You may not think they look great. Maybe it's Tam Tam's influence. But the gold or silver flake lucite candles, that's what I have in this one behind me. I have a short one there. But you have this pair, no chips, very, very sturdy glass. You'll find some that have chips and little flea bites on them. These are very good. There is what's called straw marks in the glass making process. These are pressed, so you'll see little lines in the glass in various areas. But that's part of the. They call those straw marks. It's part of the glass making. But these were produced 38 to 43, I believe, by Anchor Hawking. So you have this pair. Let's see.
Anchor Hawking.
Anchor Hawking, yes. Hawking. These measure 4.25 inches from the widest point. It's just a really nice set. And it's my favorite pattern. This is what I collect. Not all of it's there. I don't want to dust all of it. Some of it's in the kitchen. It's my collection's waiting for whenever this economy gets good, I'll go house shopping, but not now. The rates are crazy. So we do have a bid. Karen K, thank you. And I will count this down. Yeah, I mean, this pattern was so great. Anchor Hawking brought it back in the 80s as Park Avenue. So you can marry some piece. Oh, maybe next show, maybe Friday when we're back together again, I'll show you the difference between the Park Avenue vase and the Manhattan vase. I found a Park Avenue. It's just as pretty, but just the base is different. So I'll count this down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wait for the stop. Karen K, looks like you had the only bid. So those are yours, ma'am. Thank you so much. I'll hide that and we'll bring Scott back in. All righty.
Okay, let's stick with the blue glass. And once again, this is Ellie Smith in the Mount Pleasant pattern. It is about 9 by 9. It's a little serving bowl. It can be. I think there was an underplate with this, wasn't there? Yeah, I've had it before. There is a matching underplate. that has these same handles.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I don't happen to have it with this one. So it could be used as a serving bowl. Could also be used just as a console bowl. And we're starting out at $12. No chips or cracks on it. Ellie Smith Cobalt Blue glass. There's not a whole lot to say. We know all about our Ellie Smith glass history. They named the pattern Mount Pleasant because they were in Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania. So this is 9 inches on me. So that spread there is about 9 by 8.5.
Terry has a bid at 14.
Side to side. Okay, thank you, Terry. Very distinctive handles. Once you memorize those handles, you'll really memorize the. This is an embossed decoration here. Again, this would be a pattern. This would be glass that would have been purchased in the 1930s. Inexpensive glass, dime store glass. Yeah, David.
Yeah.
Yeah, Woolworths and whatnot. Woolworths and whatnot. I could write a poem.
They came in bulks. I hear from, well, reading in the book how people have found cases over time of, because they produced so much of it, but then of course, you know how time marches on, it gets lost, but beautiful, and the patterns stand the test of time. It's just gorgeous glass.
Well, we have a bid. I think right now we're at 14, and I shall waste no time. Without any damage on it, I shall count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Oh, gracious. And
give me a moment while this refreshes.
you may have it. You may have your moment.
A live chat. And I have Terry Trahan at 25 before the stop.
Terry, thank you. It is yours. Thank you, those of you who placed bids, 25, and it is Terry Trahan. I got it. Thank you very much.
You got it? Okay.
Got it. Thank you, Terry.
Let me hide that current comment before I get yelled at. This next item is going to start at $24. And this is kind of funky. I've not seen these before. There is a brand of rum called Kehakai Tiki rum.
What?
Kehakai Tiki rum. And they made this neat little pottery flask. I have a little background here just to show you what it looks like.
Ooh.
And they all came corked. Very different. You can see where they would lay these down for the glazing. It's got 4 little nubs here as they would lay that down for the glazing.
Mm-hmm.
There's the brand of the rum. So authentic Kehakai Tiki rum. And then it's a cork flask. Very different. I've not seen these out in the wild ever. And then some popped up when I was like looking and doing some research on this. And
He's fierce.
He is fierce. He's fun though.
I know.
It has a flat bottom, so it can lay, in your bar. I guess you could lay it down. I wouldn't do it with a cork.
He's got a flat bottom.
Sorry?
He has a flat bottom.
He has a flat bottom and a flat back.
Don't we all?
Speak for yourself.
I shall. They know better than that.
Some of us have bubble butts.
They saw my underwear the other day if they watched that live. It was an accident.
I so appreciate that while Vinny was with you
Mm-hmm.
on the short little trip that you went live every day
We
to
did.
show your wares and just
Yeah,
to
to
have
show
fun
our
and
yeah, I showed my wares all right.
your wares. So this guy's different. This goes back to the 70s, I believe, from what I understand, mid 70s, early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
But these flasks are not everywhere. It was hard to find comps on this and kind of put a price on it. So I've never even heard of the rum, to be honest with you.
I've heard of Kraken, that octopus rum, that dark black rum, but I've never heard of that.
Right. Okay. I don't see any bids on this, so I can bring this back later. We have certainly more things to run through, and I will bring back Scott.
Okay, I was absolutely delighted. The other night, I just didn't have enough time to try to figure out what these were, but when I was afforded a little bit more of a chance to sit down with my glass candlestick book, I was very happy to find them listed right here. And they are made by the Cambridge Glass Company. Good glass, not quite the Heisey quality, but good glass. This is Cambridge line number 2750. This is called their Colonial double-handled single light candle holders in crystal, and they date between 1910 to 1920, and that is according to the authors of this wonderful book right here, which I've shown you before. There is the how do I get my finger on it? There it is. All right, see that? Those are the candlesticks that we've got right here, and we're starting out. What did I tell you? I didn't tell you?
No.
Oh, $20. $20 for the pair of circa 1910 to 1920 colonial style Cambridge glass candlesticks with no damage on them. Lucky for us, the candles didn't. Lucky for us, Uncle Henry blew them out before retiring to his boudoir, and they didn't burn down and crack. I've learned tonight that this is called the Capitol. Someone in my chat, or I always ended up calling that the bowl, you know, where you stick. I never knew what you called it, but somebody said it's called the Capitol. Are you guys familiar with that?
Did you cross-reference in your book?
Pardon?
Did you cross-reference in your book? I mean, I'm not saying they're wrong, but I've never heard it.
Oh, Capitol?
Yeah.
It doesn't say in the book anywhere that that's called a capital.
Okay.
So I don't know. Someone,
Very interesting.
I said, I've never heard of capital before. I've never called. But there's a ton of stuff I don't know.
Oh,
But
yeah.
said that this is called the Capitol, where you stick the candle in. So anyway, there they are, 1910 to 1920. Let's see, 1910. So if they were made somewhere between there, good heavens.
Well, KP's in at 20.
This goes back to the Titanic era. Yeah, I've never heard it called the Capitol. So I said, okay, well, thank you. Maybe it is. I never heard it. I mean, the Capitol is sort of the top of things is often called the Capitol, but I've never heard, the spot where you stick the candle, a Capitol. I think they look like ballroom ladies with hoop skirts and hands on their hips. Okay, they are. Last thing I'll
Randy
do
Tompkins wants to know if you've ever written a book.
I haven't.
You need to.
I want to write a memoir one day of my goofy life, 6.5 inches tall, on the candlesticks, and we'll count them down. I think we do have maybe an opening. I think we have a bit of 20, and the Cambridge candlesticks, 1910 to 1920. We have a bit of 20, and we're counting them down. Here we go, loop-de-loo. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Oh, I look blurry on my screen. Do I look blurry?
No, you're fine.
No, I lost my track. 5, 4, read my lips. 3, 2, 1. That's it. 1910 to 1920. Beautiful American-made Cambridge glass candlesticks. Nothing like.
Oh,
Oh,
Briarly snuck in there at 25.
oh, did Briarly get
I'll
them?
put it on the screen so you can capture that.
Is it Briarly at 25, good man?
Briarly 25.
Thank you kindly. Thank you everyone who was interested in those sticks. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Is that British KP? I was thinking Teddy Roosevelt for some reason. Capital. I don't know. Sorry, Scott. Just a reference on capital. Okay. My next item. You got your winner, Scott, correct?
Nice.
The next item I have is Imperial glass. Here comes the green glowy glass. These will start at 19 for candlesticks. And I have an Imperial book. I didn't know they made a series of 3. I only have book number 1. I need to get 2 and 3 are on their way. I've ordered them. So Imperial Glass Company, I got a little help from our friends. Karen was kind enough to look up this pattern for me because she has all the books. My volume 2 and volume 3 is on the way.
And you can find
Terry Trahan's in at 20.
with that.
This is what they call the Tree of Life pattern.
Hmm?
Thank you, Terry. Yes, they do glow. I don't think I need to show you, but they do pop. These were made from 1925 to 1930. Virginia, I'm going to assume you meant pretty instead of petty. David's being petty. David's being petty, just throwing off that they made this for. Maybe she thinks I'm petty because I wouldn't show that they glow. I don't know. Here, look, they glow. Just in case I was being petty.
12 inches.
Terry's in at 28. And we're going to move these along. So you get the 2. No flea bites. No chips or cracks of any kind. These are you can feel the mold where these were pressed. So I will count these down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Yeah, I wish I had the center console bowl. 3, 2, 1. And we'll let this refresh.
I love that pattern, and I happen to have it in amber, the 2 candlesticks and the rolled edge console bowl, and I use it in the autumn season. I love it.
And I thought, me, I'm thinking, oh, Ellie Smith, their bi-cracky. Was it their bi-cracky pattern?
Yeah, similar to
Very
that.
similar to this,
Yeah.
But the shape threw me off.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, this is wrong. So I did one little web search and it showed Imperial. Here's the stop, and I show a cemetery channel came in at 35. So thank you. Yeah, I thought it was by Cracky by Ellie Smith, but the shape wasn't right. So I got a little help from some friends, from a friend. So go ahead, Scott.
Okay, a very beautiful, heavy, and well-made decanter. We're going to start at $20 on this. It's got no chips or cracks. It is unmarked. I certainly get a European feeling. Bohemian glass probably could have been made in Czechoslovakia or in various regions in what used to be Bavaria, where glass was made. I don't think it's it's not antique, but I think that it was made sometime probably within the last 40 years. It's 12 inches tall. It is heavy. Boy, you could knock somebody out with it. Keep this by your bedside. I don't suggest that you wake up in the night and, but you could really knock somebody out with it. 12 inches tall, no chips or cracks, cut to clear with gold painted. Here we have this little diamond waffle pattern here, and take a look at the grape leaves that are painted, suggesting that there's an alcoholic beverage in here. Isn't that nice? The
That's
stopper
gorgeous.
appears to be original. It's polished glass. We don't have any chips on the stopper. Look at that. Look how smooth and pretty the top is. Nothing is chipped around here. That's nice and smooth. And then we'll look at the bottom of it. It's also nice and smooth. Mm-hmm.
Someone's asking leaded crystal.
It has the weight and the clarity, so it could be, but I can't, there's no mark on it. It's very thick. I'm not going to say one way or another. It's heavy and it has a lot of clarity, but other than that, there's no marks on it. So really grab it. What do you put in? What kind of claret do you serve out of this? Do you put sherry in it? I guess you put whatever you want. You put Worcestershire sauce in it if you want. You ever just take a swig of Worcestershire sauce? I do. It's good for you.
Is it good for you?
Yeah, it'll cure what ails you.
Is it because of the anchovy base or what?
My father would say it'll put hair on your chest. Didn't everybody's father say that? Drink that, it'll put hair on your chest.
Drink up, my boy. It'll put hair on your chest. Yeah.
So anyway, it's 12 inches tall, and it really is lovely. When you get this in the mail, you're going to go, wow, it's even better in person than what it looked like on that screen. It's a good quality piece. You won't be disappointed. Yes, right. Okay, so we have some bids in here somewhere.
We do. Cherry hands at 38. It's on the screen.
Wash your sister sauce. That's good. I've never heard of that. Have you? Worcestershire sauce.
Wash your sister sauce.
All right. Can you see it? Any questions, comments, prayer requests? We'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I didn't get my fingers coordinated with my mouth. Sorry. That's a nice one.
Okay. Y'all bear with me because what I like to do is refresh the YouTube feed to make sure somehow StreamYard plays with these things. So if I refresh, it shows who the bid was. And I see the Junkman 1961 before the stop at 58.
The Junkman 1951.
1961. And it's on the screen for your reference.
Oh, I see it now. I think the Junkman, thank you so much. The Junkman 1961 might be new to me. And if so, Junkman, would you go ahead and send your information to me so I can make sure that I have it while we're broadcasting?
The Junkman cometh.
So, all right. Junkman.
Well, Scott, we have 324 watching now. We have 148 thumbs up. So hit that thumbs up if y'all can.
Wonderful. Junkman, thank you. Now, remember, when you email me, make sure you give me your, I will email you right away, Scott. Thank you so much. I can see it. When it pops up, I'll see it on my cell phone, and I can't read it right now, but at least I'll know that you did write to oldcuriositysshop99@gmail.com. Remember to put in your home address. Let me know if you have PayPal or not. You've got to tell us, because if you don't tell us, don't tell them. If you don't tell us, then we'll send you an invoice and you'll never get it.
Right. We put the what you said is on the screen right now.
Okay.
So
okay. But sometimes people forget to tell us that they don't have PayPal and they need to check out as a special guest. You can do that. We send you a link, but you have to tell us that. Okay,
Right.
thanks for putting that in there, KP, and thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. My next item, this is going to start at $28. And a little history lesson. Scott knows all this stuff. A lot of you do. This is going to be an Imperial. Let's see, yeah, Imperial glass drape lady, flower frog, and maybe I should turn this around. There we go.
Imperial.
So you can see her.
So
she's starting at 28, and let me highlight that.
I think you
may miss on the bid, so bear with me on the bids.
Didn't you mean to say Cambridge, David, instead of Imperial?
Well, here's the deal. Cambridge started the mold.
Yeah.
Cambridge
that's the newer
mold.
Okay.
You know, Cambridge they were in business right. They started the original mold, and I don't know if you can see this. I do have a Cambridge, and it's my collection. Let me bear with me. Sorry about the tush shot. So here's Cambridge.
Yeah, that's the.
She is slightly taller. I mean, maybe a fourth of an inch.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Cambridge, and I'll have to do it this way. Cambridge right here is very smooth. It looks like it's ruffled. It's not. It's smooth here. And then when Cambridge was purchased by Imperial went on a shopping spree. They bought Cambridge. 2 years later, well, 1960 they bought Cambridge. 2 years prior, they bought Heisey. But staying true to most of the mold, they made it just to show the difference between Cambridge and Imperial. Now you have these ribbings.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see the ribbing here. Cambridge was smooth. Imperial added these ridges, but they kept the holes for the flower frog. And they did start manufacturing these for smaller glass companies, and they would stamp the smaller glass companies here. Now, the reproductions that are like new, you're not going to have these holes. That's smooth. You may have a ridge. It may be smooth to the original mold, but you're not going to have the flower holder holes that were here. That's how you know you're getting something that was docked at your local warehouse back in the 90s. So if it doesn't have a hole, then you've got it's not made by these storied production companies here. Of course, you know, Imperial was making glass for 80 years, so it's still quality glass. You know, Imperial glass, it may not be Cambridge, but Imperial in their own right did fantastic work. Historically, I don't know if we have any bids or not. I think we do at 30. Thank you. And I didn't see one. I've been talking and not really looking at the chat. But Scott and I can tell you, if you go through the books and read the history of these glass companies, imitation was the greatest form of flattery. And if you couldn't make it, then they went ahead and bought the company to get the rights or to get the patent rights for these molds. In this case, Cambridge started to falter and Imperial was buying glass companies left and right. So, like I said, they bought Heisey in 58, and then Imperial bought Cambridge in 1960, 2 years thereafter. So we do have some bids. Hey, and that's what Scott and I bring you. We bring you the history of this stuff. We don't make this stuff up, folks. So I will count her down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you don't see the bed right away on the screen, I'm trying to do 3 things at once, but just bear with me. There we go. Let me refresh, if you don't mind. Oof. That was a weird ad. And I see Minook at 40. Minook at 40. I'm glad you appreciate the little history lesson. We're trying to not to be too talky, but Minook at 40, thank you very much. And Scott will continue with his next item.
Okay, we're going to look for an opening bid of $20 on this Douglas fir shelf. This kind of thing was popular in the 1920s and 30s, and Douglas fir was used quite a bit in America as millwork in the 1920s and 30s. And I was mentioning earlier, so $20 on this. I'll run my lips after I tell you that it is 13 inches. It's 14 inches from top to bottom. 14 inches from top to bottom. The shelf portion of it, the shelf portion is 8 inches across, and it sticks out 4 inches at the widest. So 8 by 4. And you can see, I don't really have anything. Well, I guess we'll put the kitty cat on it just for now. A piece of glass would look really nice on it. Just one piece of glass would look nice on it. It has its original finish. And there's a little tiny, just off the very, very bottom. If you see at the top, there was just a little tiny, what you see at the top is probably what broke off at the very, very bottom of it. And there's a hole in the top so that you can go ahead and screw this and put it on the wall. Probably made of Douglas fir. It certainly does look like it. It's got its old shellac, and it's got some alligator hide on that old shellac. This almost looks like oak, but remember, the Douglas fir has this is very lightweight, and this was a lot easier to cut with a jigsaw than oak would be. But
do not paint this.
No, I said in my earlier thing, I'm not selling it to anybody who's gonna chalk paint it or strip it. It's right around 100 years old or so. So now they did continue to make something like this into the early 30s, but they were popular in the 20s as well. If we turn it on its side, you'll see it's very decorative, and you could find kids made this in high school and shop class, and you could find patterns in your like Popular Mechanics, not the Popular Mechanics magazine. I wish I had some of those old men. I do have them, but they're not here to show you. So the kind of thing that you could make at home. I just got an email from the gentleman or gentle lady who won the decanters. Thank you so much. I did see it pop up.
Hopefully, Joanna in Waco wouldn't whitewash that and paint.
I am not going to let anybody whitewash this. Heaven no. It's just a beautiful, charming little wooden shelf. It's all set. Mm-hmm.
We have a high bid at 76 from Mr. Harry Fern.
Probably the pattern was drawn and then cut out with a jigsaw. Might have been a shop piece, a homemade piece, but also these were sometimes store-bought. We'll turn it all around and let you see. The thing I love is the beautiful old color to the wood and that old dark finish. I was remembering as a kid visiting my grandparents in their old house, and they had all of their millwork in that house was that dark Douglas fir, and had all its original old shellac on it, glass doorknobs, and anyway, so a nice one. So we'll count this wonderful old antique shelf down for you. Yeah, the wood is really pretty on it.
Floyd saying, how would you know if it wasn't painted? We wouldn't know, but if you paint it, shame on you.
Oh, how would I know? It's the honor system only. I shall haunt you. I'll know because I am psychic and I will figure it out. And I will visit you in
Hazel Atlas says, damn.
I will visit you in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
and I will come into your house and I will rearrange everything in your china closet.
The antique fairies will let us know.
Let it snow. No, you know what I'll do? You guys remember the movie Amelie? Remember she got mad because that shopkeeper was so mean, and she went into his apartment. Remember what she did? She unscrewed the light bulbs and she put the toothpaste label on the Broma seltzer, and she took his slippers out and put in a smaller size, and she did all these weird things in his apartment so he would think he was losing his mind. That's a great scene from Amelie. You guys remember that? Okay, we'll count it down. I loved that film, Amelie. 10, 9, 8, 7. That's what I'm going to do to you if you chalk paint this. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On this wonderful old shelf. Okay. I'll throw the underwear out the window.
I think Melody got in there at 79. And that refresh showed Melody Southern Buckeye, $79.
That's Melody Southern Buckeye. Melody, thanks to everyone who bid. Melody, thank you for your winning bid. Congratulations. And thanks again to everyone. I appreciate that. I'll keep my eyes out for more. I certainly will.
Those are beautiful. I have a taller shelf piece. It doesn't really. Tammy has so many pictures in this house. I have no wall space for these shelves, and they're gorgeous. I'm gonna have to do a little library, little man cave, but library it out like the old school library to get a few of those shelves like you have right there, to put those up. And I will never sell those. I have 3, and I just need the room. I need the room.
Yeah,
those are gorgeous. Okay. That was exciting. No shortment of excitement here. So let's stick with the glowy glass. This is going to start at $12. They are stunning. This is starting at 12. Green and glowy. Let me do this number. Yes, it glows. Let me just go ahead and get that out of the way. This is it's almost clear green, almost like Coca-Cola, but of course it glows. This thing pops.
Oh, I love it.
Now, this was heavily used. It's got a lot of the wear from getting moved around a shelf. I think maybe someone may have used it as a catch-all because it does have a lot of wear marks. Some controlled bubble in here just from the manufacturing. I see a bid at 12. Thank you. I'll try and highlight the bids while I'm doing this.
Terry 19.
I want to show there is some scratches, just surface scratches. And did they plink? Is this the one I saw where they may have plinked it a little bit? It's on the outside. Somehow, some way on this ridge, there's a little tiny. Oh, let me get a pen because it is kind of tiny, but I'm just want to be very upfront. There's my pen. It's right there. That's how tiny it is. This is the tip of my pen there. And it's on the bottom ridge, so you really can't see it. But it does have a lot of surface scratch on there. I tried. I mean, there's no getting that off. And if you know a way, let me know, and we'll make money together. But it's old glass, so you're gonna have, if this was in a family or a household that use their glass. I try to use the glass that I love. Scott certainly uses the glass that he loves.
Yeah, I broke one in this kitchen sink yesterday. Didn't bother me at all.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're doing a display, I don't know. This is just a wonderful, wonderful piece to have. And We're getting close to intermission, a brief intermission. So I will count this down: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. It will look good on a base. Not this base. That's kind of big. Too big for that one. But that would look good. And refresh, man. Scott, tell me about that tie.
The one around my neck?
Yes. Looks like Jan Marie. Thank you, Jan Marie. Got in at 18. Talk about that tie for me.
And the movie I was talking about isn't The Whales of August. The scene is from Amélie. It was a French movie several years ago. I do like The Whales of August, but that scene I was describing when Amélie goes in and does all these weird things in her neighbor's apartment. It was from a film called Amélie. And just to clarify on that, this is a shaving mirror. I have the mirror facing me so you don't get, we don't flash the lights. I will turn it around and let you see it. Now it's adjustable. So as it stands right there, this shaving mirror, which is going to sort of, date to the Titanic era, 1912, 15, even into the early 1920s. The shaving mirror is $20. $20. As it stands like that without adjusting it, it is just under 16 inches tall. Now it's missing its set screw. So if you want to adjust it by making it go up or down, you'll have to find yourself a little screw that would fit in that hole right there. It's threaded, so it would be a little thumb screw that you would twist, and you could raise this up or down to adjust it to shave your face or whatever it is that you're shaving. But that little screw is gone. And so here, of course, is where the man would hang his shaving brush. And there would be a glass insert, which is long gone. You can place a mug or some type of glass insert, maybe a piece of Pyrex, whatever you'd like to place in there, you can place. But there would have been some type of a little glass piece that would sit down in there like that. Obviously, you're not going to put something like that in there. So we're looking at $20 on it. It's not marked. It probably is somewhere on the metal. Kind of hard.
You do have a bid at 20.
I imagine there's probably a mark. There is a mark on it, as a matter of fact, and I can't tell, but I would guess American made.
Eric Murphy's at 22.
Yeah, you'll have to be surprised when you get it. You can look and see. Looks like W something Rogers. I don't know. Not Rogers. Anyway, there's the mirror with my fingerprints all over it. It is a beveled glass mirror, which you can see yourself in. It doesn't have any silver loss on it. Ooh, hello. How are you? You come here often?
Who's that handsome devil?
Oh, I've never met a mirror I don't like.
Oh.
What?
Me neither.
So anyway, and it has its initials on the back, and we fussed about that earlier. It's either WW or MM, depending on how you flip the do-wacka-do. So I'll let you look at the back of it. You see there? Mm-hmm. And that, with it facing that way, what does it look like? What did it look like? What does that look like? It looks like wah, 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 wah.
It could be Howard Hughes. I'm kidding.
It could be. Anyway, it's got somebody's initials on the back of it. And if you flip
Tells us in at 25.
You flip it the other way. One way it looks like MM, the other way it looks like WW. WW dot. So remember, get yourself a little set screw that you can put in there, or just leave it like it is. And get a little shaving brush. There you go. We'll turn that the
Boar's hair.
see, horsehair. That's it.
I thought the boar's hair was fine, or badger. Was it badger?
Oh, the fuller brush, that might have been boar's hair.
Maybe badger. I'm thinking badger was. If it's European, maybe it was badger.
So the high bid is $25, and we'll count it down. Here we go. 10.
Tells us at 25, correct.
9, 8, 7, 6. Oh, look. Can I get metal face in there?
Yeah.
Look, I'm double dipping.
It's like a thought bubble.
10. It goes on for an infinity. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a lot of fun. It's fun for a girl or a boy.
All righty. The bids are coming in fast and furious. I need to refresh.
Do it.
It is refreshing.
Shaving.
It's refreshing.
Mirror. Be great. You know,
there we go. Live chat. Refresh.
Old time.
And it looks like before the stop, back in the day, fines at 41 before the stop.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Robert in Louisiana, back in the day, fines.
Thank you.
Kels, you just missed it after the stop.
Thank
now
you.
I have to wait. Scott does a little countdown. I have about 7 to 10 second delay on YouTube. So I wait for it to appear here. And when he does the 1, I punch in. Go. I punch in the stop. So then I refresh to make sure it catches it. Thank you for bidding, everyone.
Yes, thank you.
We're going to take a little break here. What is that? Arrow shirts.
Since you asked.
Ah, yeah. They have the best advertisement.
Oh, and you can see it? You can actually see it?
Yes.
Okay.
They had the best advertisements. I want to say, okay, we have visited Miss Karen Williams, who's in the chat. She has a leather case of collars, and they had the Arrow, of course, sold shirts, the collars, of course, obviously ties.
Mm-hmm.
She had the coolest collection of those stiff white collars in a leather case, just gorgeous.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, it's just very, very neat. Yeah, that's from the 30s, right?
It's an old one. And I had to wear a coat and tie to school up till the 8th grade. And then I said, public high school, I'm not wearing a coat and a tie or corduroy pants again. So we had to wear.
Yeah, I had a public high school or public schools all the way through, but for whatever reason, and as a freshman, I started wearing ties every now and then. So I would dress up on purpose. I would go Mr. GQ in high school.
Okay, there we go. No, it's my tie. Okay, well, it is intermission.
Yeah. I'm doing stripes, a rep tie, stripe on stripes.
Is this the intermission, David?
It's an intermission.
Oh, well, in that case.
Go grab your hot tea. Yeah, we try to bring, for the little history, we try to sprinkle that in from the glassware. Oh, you found it.
I did. I found it.
Where was it?
I don't know. I lost it somewhere.
I want to make that big for some reason since we're doing a little 5-minute intermission, but I won't.
I love that thing. You might say,
oh, he looks like he did a little vacuuming. All that hair from the tin is gone. From the box Vinny dumped hair all over the floor a few days ago.
Oh, I know. He did. It was funny because they told me.
That was so hilarious. Let me do a little show and tell. This item is not for sale. It's not complete. And where's my Art Deco Chromebook? We use books, y'all. I'm going to go big while we're in intermission, if you don't mind.
I'm having resting face.
So, I'm sure Scott has this one, Art Deco Chrome. This was written and edited by Jim Lenz. Mm-hmm. And I was on the hunt for this piece. I'm like, what is this? What is this? You know, the first thing you think of is Chase. You know, everyone thinks of Chase first. Where'd it go? So I thought of Chase, and look at the silver one right there without. I thought, oh, it's got to be Chase, but it's copper. And of course, this was Chase, and it was designed by Russell Wright. And then I turned the page. And they say that it was Russell Wright inspired, but this was made by called Emerald Glow in the 1950s by National Silver. This puppy right here.
I love that.
And it's got a green resin or plastic base, like an emerald green. It's gold. You can see the design where I guess they, you know, you copy something and, you know, but I thought, oh, well, maybe it's not missing anything. It didn't have the tongs. Rarely do you find the tongs. And then I found some brass tongs. Now, these aren't the exact match. These tongs are supposed to be have that linear design, just like this. But, I mean, the metal matches. So I thought, oh, well, that would be cool. That would be neat. But always go to your books. Why? I thought it was complete until I found it. I am missing the green bowl. So Dave's on the hunt for that green bowl, don't you know? And when I find it, or I find something very similar that fits in there, I mean, I was desperate. I told Tammy, I umpire softball, and I'm like, hey, if it rains Saturday, I'm going to the antique stores. No way I'm going to find that in a thrift store. It would take forever for me with my schedule. But, you know, I'm on the hunt for a green bowl. What do you have there, Scott?
Well, I'll do show and tell as well because Miss Sarah 315 asked to have a close look, and I hope she's still there. Sarah, I took this off the wall just for you because you wanted a close-up of this oil painting. So this hangs out in the living room, and I was happy to pull it off of the wall for you so that you could have a closer look at it. You did ask about it. And so it is an original oil, and I'll hold it up and let you see.
She's here.
Pardon?
She's here.
Oh, delicious. So we got, basically, it appears as though an old man is reading some instructions to his wife or daughter as she either peels potatoes or darns socks. I don't know. But that's what this oil painting is of. And it's a very old frame. You can see here.
Wow.
See back of the frame. I think it's a little fuzzy. I think it looks fuzzy on my screen. Like
no, it's fine. It's just it's moving around and so big it's messing with the camera's
Oh, I'll try to hold it still.
But it's gorgeous.
Because she wanted to see it, and so I can't tell you really any more about it. I really don't know.
It's popping right there. Wow.
Don't really know what to tell you. It's not signed.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So I bought this.
Great detail.
I bought this at a thrift store and paid, I think, about $12 for it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's all I can tell you.
Look at the detail of the rug. Wow, his slippers.
And I don't know what she's got in her. Maybe you can tell me what she's got in her lap. I can't see.
It's got to be like a little sewing bag that's holding the yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
I fell in love with it when I saw it, and I said, "Oh, I've got to get that. That would really look nice somewhere in the house."
That's a nice impressionist work. I mean, just a nice nod to the impressionist work. Beautiful.
So that's that. Now I will sit myself down, and we'll get back to the selling, I guess.
I guess. Is it my turn?
Golly,
so.
I don't know if it's your turn. I don't know,
I think
David.
it is my turn.
Well, it might as well be. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is your turn, David. All right, put me
Okay.
away. Yeah.
It's a knitting. Lisa says it's a knitting bag, so that would make sense.
Very good.
Okay. So the next item is, okay. There's collectibles. There's the good stuff. There's things that, I mean, this may not be anyone's jam. No problem. Because if it doesn't sell here, we list it and then we wait forever to sell. So no big deal. But you get first. This is going to start, and I kid you not, $90.
You're welcome.
This is going to start at $90. Highly collectible, as I previewed. And this is a cast metal nipper coin bank. And will he show? Let me just do this. I try not to handle because it's got that old flocking on the metal. So I try not to handle him that much.
Yeah.
Metal eyes, leather. It's a metal band with metal studs for the collar. Then, of course, the coin bank. This flocking is just a little off of his ear in the back, little bit of a loss here, and then other than that, he's fine except for the tail. So this could just tiny bit. Take a screenshot because you can find him online, but you're not going to find him starting at $90. And it's just a beautiful piece. Now, it's Radio Corporation of America. It's got the original bottom here. A lot of these, sometimes that piece doesn't survive.
Of course, if we want to split hairs, and I love splitting hairs.
Sure.
He actually had nothing to do with RCA when he was painted. He was originally the Victor Talking Machine mascot, and then Victor and RCA got to Eldridge R. Johnson sold his Victor Talking Machine company to David Sarnoff of RCA, I believe in 1929. And that's when it became RCA Victor. But originally, he is the Victor Talking Machine nipper painted by an Englishman. So just splitting hairs, that's all.
No, that's fine. I mean, yeah, it's flock cast. It's cast metal. You can feel the metal. Now, because it's not just one piece. The person I actually have, how distributors of this equipment would get little gifts from the manufacturer. I actually have a mirror with nipper where it says RCA or his master's voice on the bottom. I don't think I will ever sell that one. My son wants it, but I don't think I'll ever sell it. I haven't even dusted the thing off. I'm scared to even clean it.
Yeah,
because it's that old. Yeah. The gentleman's estate sale where I got this from, he did big band, did some recording, and even from when new music would come out, he would get the studios would send him the music. When movies came out, they would send him the movies before any of this was distributed. Mm-hmm. So he was a serious collector in the Dallas area. This is going to come with this small tin full of replacement needles for the equipment. That's a nice graphic. It's going to come with that. Also, now has nothing to do with him because he's so much bigger than this, but you'll get that as well.
You have a bit of 100 by rising.
So you're going to get 3 pieces for one money. I don't know if we have any. I missed that, Scott. Sorry,
David. They want to know how tall is it, and then also it looks like you do have an opening bid of 100 from. It went away.
Nipper stands 6 inches tall. Nipper is 6 inches. This is a little bit shorter. This is stands about 3.5 inches. So it's not. This is just. This person had collectibles and paraphernalia, anything radio. This man had it. And then you're going to get the tin. Let me show the tin as well. Get close and halftone. What does that mean, Scott? You're the phonograph guru.
What did you ask? I didn't hear you.
The tin at the bottom says halftone.
Oh, they made the size of the steel needles. There was soft tone, medium tone, and loud tone, and that was a different gauge. And you could
maybe this is the halftone or the medium. There's a little trademark. Then it has some loss on the back, but it shows gramophone needles. And there are needles in here, so you're getting the real deal here. With this will come with nipper. You'll get 3, and this as well.
It's interesting that the term gramophone caught on in England and other parts of Europe, but phonograph stuck in the U.S. And so most of the time we say phonograph here in the U.S., but gramophone was much more widely used in the UK and in other places in Europe. It's interesting. I love it. That's great. You do have bids.
Yeah, I put the latest bid on here, and I'll count it down.
Wonderful.
10, 9. What is he made of under the flock? He's cast metal. He's a cast metal bank. So you're talking an industrial piece from the 30s. So I'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone's sharing their memories. And I'm going to set that down so I can watch this stream and hit the stop. Now I'm going to refresh because we have a lot of bids. I see the bids flurrying on this side, but it's delay over here on YouTube. So just bear with me doing the refresh, being as fair as possible, being fair. And we have before the stop, Robert back in the day finds at 151. Is that what you have on your side, Scott? Okay, Robert. That's yours. You're going to love it. You're going to get all 3 pieces. And we will make sure he is packed where none of this comes off. We'll send pictures before. I'll send pictures before we wrap it, so you'll know that we didn't mess with him. And I'm not even putting him in the little box yet, just to make sure. Handle it with kid gloves, as they say. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for your bids, everyone. This is gorgeous.
Yeah, your grandfather called it Victrola. Yeah. Victrola was the registered name of Edison liked phonograph. Columbia liked graphophone, graphanola, and Victor called their machines the Victor machine. And then when the horn was taken off of the outside and stuck in the cabinet, that's when they patented copyrighted the name Victrola. So technically, Victrola is only made by the Victor Talking Machine Company, but it's a generic name now for any type of. You'll hear just people say just Victrola. And they could mean an Edison machine or a Columbia machine or one of the other many different companies. That whole phonograph, oh my gosh, they took everybody to court. They were all fighting over patents. And it's a very fascinating history if you like that sort of thing. So this is a 1930s. So $30 for both pieces. Now, of course, you would buy the glass, and then aftermarket, you could get the glass bases, and you could own 4 or 5 of them with different sizes. And so were the 2 of these sold together? No. You would put these together in your own house to decorate the way that you wanted. This probably had a console bowl with it. We're starting at $30, and you do get both.
Gorgeous.
The bowl itself is, what, 10 inches across? 10 or 11 inches across? It's 11 inches across. And the bowl is enameled. There's one little pin size right there where the enamel just got scraped off of the back. You can see that. That's the only spot that has any missing enamel, that one little pin hole right there. And so from the front, the enamel is on the back, and that's that one little spot. So this is all hand painted here. By one of the great American glass companies. It's hard to, the shape is not unique, and they all had decorating rooms. So somebody sat in the decorating room, and there could be, any number of different decorations applied to a bowl like this. And it makes it really difficult to figure out exactly who made it. But we're going to go ahead and let you have one of the black glass bases with it. And all the glass companies made these too. This one is a perfect fit. Diameter wise, it sits right down in there. And this just makes a lovely center bowl.
And proportionate.
Yes, Lisa, please put it in your dishwasher. She's playing. I know what she's doing. Yeah, put it in your dishwasher. That's all hand painted enamel on the front. All right. And then the glass base. So there's no chips on anything. You just have that one little pinhead size chip in the where the enamel has come off, that little spot right there. And we have the highest bid right now, I think, is 50, and we will count this lovely, beautiful, beautiful piece down from the Roaring 20s. Ready, David? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. She can't bid on it now. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on this beautiful piece of glass. We are so used to looking at the old days in those old sepia tone photographs, and everything looks blah, blah, blah. Boy, there was color galore in those days. Homes were bright and colorful. And don't you think everything was blah, blah, blah? It was not.
Oh, no. A perfect example is your banner for your channel, which shows the magazine excerpt. Color galore, color everywhere.
All colors, textures, forms, everything.
Rugs over rugs, rugs overlapping rugs.
None of the upholstery match. The curtains don't match. We're all into this matchy, matchy, poo, poo, gray, gray, gray. It was so rich, and I wish those rich interiors would come back. I need to be quiet. The high bid is what? Tell me, David. I can't see it.
Before the stop was Trojan for You at 120.
Trojan for You.
It's highlighted on the screen for you.
I see it. Okay, Trojan for You.
Randy got in a bid, but it was after the stop. So
Trojan for You.
Get it in fast, folks. Some of this stuff you'll never see again.
Thanks, Trojan. I've got it. Thank you, everyone who placed bids. So you get both of them. And Trojan, you can use that black base, as you already know, on all the different kinds of glass. You didn't ask the diameter of the base, so I guess you're okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you kindly.
Howdy, folks. That's okay. That's cleared. We have 337 people in. Thank you very much. I do have. Let's see. Let's go back to green glass, shall we?
Green glass.
Green glass. Yes, it glows. I don't think I have to show you that it glows. This is Indiana. This is going to start at 45. This stuff's getting rare and rare. Scott, if you can remember in your books, Indiana Glass Tea Room.
Oh yeah.
I guess the trays that these came on was the first thing that broke.
Yeah.
These are hard to find with the trays. I think we sold a pair of the set before Tammy had. Now here's the difference, and I have proof in the books as well. These are only made for a limited time. However, 26 to 31. Maybe you can tell me, Scott.
What?
The spout on the creamer. You have the deco edge. See that hard edge?
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 reference books that have these.
Mm-hmm.
And it has this hard edge, and then also it had a rounded spout, both from Indiana Glass. And I can't attribute what year. Maybe they did both patterns.
Mm.
But you had the hard edge like this one has. Let me get this black background. You have the hard edge here. But then you have some that have a more rounded lip, but the same pattern, same attribute, same glass company.
So that just a slight change in the mold at some point.
It's a change in the mold from the lip, but within this time period. It blows my mind. And it's in, but all 3 of the reference books I have, both molds are in there. I find it fascinating. There's no attribution to like why they changed it. There you go, folks. Someone's asking.
Maybe the hard edge was prone to chipping. Who knows? I don't know. I haven't read that. Haven't seen it. But
yeah, I'll send you photographs, or I'll just send you the pictures. I mean, you have the same books I do, or I have the same books you do. Just I don't know if you're ever bored, go look at
if I'm ever
look at the tea room and.
Did you hear that?
Okay.
David asked me if I'm ever bored.
Okay. I'll count it down. 10, 9. Thank you for the bids. We have Terry in at 50. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Maybe Melanie. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We get over to the YouTube side. Sorry for I just have this giant screen on this side, so I think Terry's going to be at 50 for that one. Is that what everyone sees? Scott, do you see that?
I see it. I think so.
Okay, Terry, that's yours at 50. Thank you very much. I love this photo.
This is about 100 years old. We can tell by the clothing, the eyeglasses, and the hair. I'll bring it in and let you see it close up. No marks on it at all. Don't know who these dudes are. This came out of a local estate, so I'm guessing that it's from this area. And it measures 10 by 13 3/4. That always kills me when they do that. Why don't you just make it? It's kind of funny. No, I'm sorry. It measures almost 11 inches by 14 if you want to stick it in a frame. So what did I say we were going to do with this old photograph? $20. Now, look, you don't often find old pictures, and that's true. Somebody chimed in earlier. Tennis is not easy, this old. Okay. No date, nothing. We have no clue. The only clue you might be able to get, and I will hold it still, when you get this in the mail, whoever wins it, this is the photographer who took it. You're going to be able to maybe go on the internet and research and find out who that photographer was. I didn't do that. So you might be able to find out where that photographer was operating. But look at the dude right in the middle. Look at Barney Google sitting back there. That is 1920s hair and 1920s eyeglasses, indeed. So this picture of these men on the tennis team could be a high school, maybe, maybe not. We have no uniforms or nothing on their outfits to let us know. But I love old pictures like this. I have old pictures of my grandparents. I ought to show you one. They are in their,
It's the tennis team from Ithaca.
That is my grandfather right there. That man with all that head of hair. You see him right there? That is my mother's father.
As the ladies would say in World War II, an ocean of hair.
Sam? That's my mother's father on his baseball team.
Wow.
That hangs on the wall back here. And anyway, this one here, I guess I did give you the measurements, but it's tennis. And so, gosh, you don't normally find tennis pictures this old. The high bid right now is $20. Mm-hmm. Yes. And you can see the silver. Can you see it? You know, that silver, what is it?
Yeah.
Silver gelatin, what they call on the, not gelatin. What am I thinking of? Well, any questions on this wonderful old photograph of these dudes playing tennis? I'm trying to really hold it still for you and keep it so that it's not that blurry. Okay, we'll count it down then. Are you set? Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, a 6, 5, 4, 3, a 2, a 1. That's it. And so this old picture of these dudes playing tennis is coming to somebody. And I think it might be Melody Southern.
I don't know what this crazy lag I have.
Crazy lag, crazy lag. Lucky dog, lucky dog. That might have been the only bid. Florida, was it Melody Southern at 20?
Yeah.
Okay, it is? Okay. It's Melody's. All right, I thank you kindly.
All righty. Yeah, you've got your note down?
I do.
Great. The next item I have, let me get to my notes. Let's see. Let's stick with Indiana glass. And this is going to start at $20. Is this a constellation pattern? Constellation. I'm using this little jewelry thing. It's the only thing black I have other than paper to kind of show off. So we have this vase starting at 20. It's got that yellow tinge to it, like the pressed glass has. Beautiful pattern. Let me get close now. Ruffle top. This is going to stand. Did I measure this? I thought I measured everything. No, I didn't measure. This is one I didn't measure. You know what? Doing my research, Scott, I didn't know Indiana decided to, in the 8 inches tall, to reintroduce this pattern. in the 80s as Sunset Constellation. But that would, for the 80s, it would be very clear. This one's old because it has that yellowish tinge to it.
Yeah.
I like the star on the foot. I like this little star pattern. Just a beautiful wide pattern to this. There's no. It's got just some slight wear where they've used this, of course, as a vase. So it has a little bit of rub mark, and there's a little like maybe tape residue. I'll get that all cleaned off. And don't mind the blue tape. That's Tam likes doing a little inventory on here. But just a beautiful piece of old glass pressed. And I will count this down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
I love the feet on that thing.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
Little, I don't know. There's one reference that they called this the Indiana glass, their little rocket base.
It looks like you get up in the middle of the night and dance around. Nice.
Nice. What is really going on? I have a serious lag tonight. It's not me. It's you. It's not me. It's not you. It's me.
Well, we got flat.
Okay. I guess Tam had.
Huh?
Carrie Murphy at 22. Okay. Thank you, Carrie Murphy. Thank you, Carrie. Okay, Scott. Sorry about that.
Okay, I have got 6. Florentine Poppy number 2. Hazel Atlas. 10-inch dinner plates in yellow. $20 is where we're going to start. No chips or cracks, and they haven't been torn to shreds. So we've got 6 heavy depression glass plates in yellow. 10 inches too, which is nice because a lot of us today, I don't know where that gnat came from. What is a gnat doing in here in the middle of February? Let me put these down. And once again, we will let you see that there were 2 poppies. There was a number 1 and there was a number 2. The number 1 had a funky edge and then they changed it. And so then Hazel Atlas went to what they call the Florentine pattern number 2. So all 6 plates in depression glass. This pattern was from the I don't know, something like 33 to 38, something like that. You guys can look it up in your Hazel Marie Weatherman book or your Jean Florence. Now, out of the 6 plates, 2 of them have a decent amount of utensil marks. The other 4, nothing. So I guess Uncle Milton and Aunt Frida ate off of 2 dinner plates and didn't use the other 4. Not bad, but there are utensil marks, and hopefully I'll let you see that. It doesn't show up that much because you've got this wonderful pattern in the middle. See there? But there's a lot of utensil marks on that one. I wanted to make sure you could see that. I don't know if you can see it or not. But then the other 4, there's no utensil marks at all on the other 4. Very strange. So in yellow, 10 inches across, Hazel Atlas Florentine number 2, not number 1. Nice for Easter dinner.
It's ready for that meatloaf.
Springtime is going to be coming. So in yellow, beautiful. And you can find lots of other, if you want to collect, You can get creams and sugars and stems and sherbets and berry bowls. You can get other pieces to go with this, and you can have a nice. How about adding some green? I would mix this with some green glass. Wouldn't that be pretty at Easter? I don't have a piece of green glass here to mix with it. Yes,
now
I
the
do.
number 2 for those. How did that happen?
This is the number 2.
Yeah, the number 2 yellow is the most collectible for those that wanted to know.
I was saying what a joy it would be to mix some of your green glass with your yellow. I'm going to drop these all over the flow. Let me get them. Look, you could mix green and yellow. Wouldn't that be pretty at Easter time?
That'd be great.
Look.
You would have it would look like your Vaseline and uranium.
Yeah, right. So can you imagine a beautiful table setting at Easter time with green and yellow? Oh my gosh. You certainly can mix and match your depression glass. Who says you can't? Don't you let them tell you that you can't.
Oh, your pink, yellow, and green depression.
Yes. Who said pink? Yeah, add pink in there. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Pink,
Karen
yellow.
K.
You've got your 6 dinner plates already. You're going to have 6 folks over, and then mix your other colors with it. Okay, we'll count down the dinner plates now. They're heavy. I'll pack them well. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. That's you.
Back to me?
No, I have to. Okay.
Let's see who
I've only got one thing left, David. Unless I run and find something else. I've only got my oyster and pearl.
Oh, what happened?
Huh?
My chat disappeared.
What'd you do?
There you go.
I don't see your stop yet.
Yeah, I hit hide chat for some reason.
Oh, there's the stop. Is it?
There it is. And live chat. I'm in live chat.
Patsy M at 66.
I have Patsy M at 66.
Okay.
We'll keep that highlighted until you make your note.
I've made my note. Patsy, I'll pack them well, and we will send them across the country. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone who placed your bids. I only have one more item to sell tonight, and that's my Royal Ruby Red Oyster and Pearl, but it's not my turn.
Woohoo. Okay. Wait a minute. You have one. Okay, yeah.
How much do you have left?
I have 2 left, so you went first. So this is my second to last, and then you went first, so you have your last, then I'll have my last. Okay.
All right.
So this is starting at... Oh, you have your note. Okay, that's gone. Okay, great. I'll get big. And I have 1 black base. I don't know that you've sold yours yet. These are the twins we found in Ohio.
Oh, I'm not selling mine. I love mine.
I'm selling mine. So this is starting at 16 if you want a pair, Scott.
Huh? Oh.
So this is starting at 16. This is paneled. I found it, and then it wasn't 3 booths later, and Scott found its twin in the same mall. 2 different vendors. I see Poodle's in at 18. And this one has, let me get a little light here. Yeah. This one shows, is it opaque when it shows through the light? This shows a deep, deep purple. This is made of glass. Yes, it's made of glass, as we explained earlier, with the blue bowl that Scott showed. These are glass. I do have one that I showed maybe last show. Oops. Oopsie.
Walkies.
I didn't dust this one. Sorry. I didn't think I was going to show it. They do make. This is from California Pottery. This is actually pottery. This one's not for sale. But you can see the California USA. So this one's not glass, but a nice little nod to the glass manufacturers that made these bases. So not to be outdone, were some of the potters beginning to make similar things for their larger bowls. So we're at 28 for this base. And I will count it down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And the insert measures just within 4 inches, 3 3/4. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I did the refresh and live chat.
Possibly Kells at 35.
Kells at 35. That's what I have. Thank you, Kells. And we're moving right along. It's almost 9 o'clock, Scott. Thank you, Kells. I have the information. Thank you.
Okay, 10 o'clock here on the old East Coast, and we've got some snow. New York City, you gonna get it. I think I'm gonna be okay. I'm just a few, I'm about 120 miles south of New York City down here in just across the river from Philadelphia. And we should only have a little bit of some flurries, but I know it's gonna rain quite a bit and be icy and chilly. The last thing I have tonight, this does have a chip in it, so don't anybody place any bids yet. I want you to know that on the inner rim of all these scalloped edges, funny that it's chipped inside. The chip is sort of on the inner side of the bowl. But this is an Oyster and Pearl pattern made by Anchor Hocking. We're going to start out just at $10 on this because it's got that chip on the rim. That's the only place that's damaged. It's a big center bowl. There was an underplate that originally went with this, and I don't have it. But red glass, the Royal Ruby Red in the Oyster and Pearl pattern. And I believe this was made by Hocking between 1938 to 1940. So, just before the war. It is a pretty red color. And although Christmas is over, that might be something that someone might be interested in for next year. I don't do any Valentine's Day. I think it's wonderful because it gives people something to do and it gets them cheered up. But I've actually never ever done any Valentine's decorating.
Self-love, Scott.
But I like the color. I like the Oyster and Pearl pattern on there, of course. And then you can see there's that little, you came back, David, there's that little chip right there on the edge.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll count this down. The Oyster and Pearl big red bowl. Fill it up with ambrosia, 10 inches across. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was pretty.
What a nice ring.
Wasn't it? Well, happy birthday coming up, Jan Marie. All right. So the Oyster and Pearl.
So Poodle got that at 30.
Poodle got that at 30. Hey, Poodle, I have a surprise for you. It's down in my basement. Now hold on, because you didn't know. Guess what I have, Poodle, and it's yours for free. I've got the matching underplate, but it's got a crack in it. That's the reason why I did not want to actually pair it with that. But when you put this on top of the underplate, you really don't even see that crack at all.
Oh, that'll be great.
Well, hold on. I'm going to go down to my basement and get that underplate. David, do something entertaining, and I shall be right back. That is if you want it, Poodle. The underplate, the underpants. I'll be right back.
We'll see what she says.
Okay. You're gonna sell one more thing?
So my last item, I don't know why I listed 2 extra ones. I have a set of 6 Libby glasses. These are late 60s, early 70s. Or I have a black glass apothecary style jar. And this does very similar, I don't know who manufactured the glass, but through light, you can see the black glass. So it's opaque and you can see the dark amethyst. The cold paint is just about gone, although it reads, you can make out Orloff Bergamot men's bath talc. So this is like a vanity or a barber glass, a barber item. There's not any chips or anything, but pressed glass. And this is blue tape. This is going to start at $21. Sorry, Karen. 21. So you have the apothecary style lid. Then the black glass. So if you're starting a little black glass collection, this one's different. There's a few apothecary style jars. This will be a smaller one. This stands at 6 1/4 inch tall with the lid, and at the widest point of the lid is almost 4 inches. So 3 3/4 for the jar. And like I said, you can see, I don't think this will bother anyone. I think you can see the light through here. Yeah. You can see the purple. It does show purple. If you put this in the sun or on a windowsill, that sunlight will kind of pop through. Same for the lid. You can see the Orloff cold paint that has come off. That was gold. Yeah, and you can put in your stubby collectible pencils, old pencils, once you've shaved those down to 4 inches or so. And we do have a bid at 21. Thank you. I'll go ahead and count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
And you've got some last second bids coming in there, and it might be, let's see, it could be Kells at 30, waiting to see. I think it might be Kells at 30, David, but you double check it.
Yeah, I'm doing the refresh now, and boom, boom, boom. Come on, live chat. Kells at 30, that's what I have. Thank you. I have. You can pull that. Let's see. I'll pull that off. Thanks. Thanks, Kels. Thanks for your bids, everyone. I do have these, but I can bring these back. I don't know if we have any MCM fans or not. I think I pulled too much stuff. Thank you, Kels. I appreciate it.
Is that poodle girl still here?
Show it. Here, let's make you big.
She better be. Butterbean. Now, Poodle, you bid and you won this wonderful Oyster and Pearl anchor hocking big bowl. And I am giving to you free of charge. It's whopping big matching underpants. Look, same pattern. Beautiful Oyster and Pearl. And the reason why I didn't sell it, some people would, no problem. I was disappointed that it had that little chip, but I can live with that. I did not feel comfortable selling this with the crack in it. And I don't know but whether you can see it, but right there, you see it now, you can see it. Boy, there is a good, it goes from right there. You can see the crack, can you not?
Yeah.
So that glass has a crack in it. It was probably put down in a sink of hot water. But put this on your dining room table. Put the bowl on top and look at what you've got. That is supercalifragilistic.
That is gorgeous.
Even when that, now you don't even see the crack.
You could super glue it and make it a giant flower in your garden.
You don't even see the crack. Which is a good thing, right? We don't like cracks on this program, but anyway, so you've got to keep the underpants and the big old bowl together. That is
beautiful.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad. Now, this is 13 inches across, so I'm only going to charge you what it would cost the shipping on this. I'll cover the rest of it because I really want these two pieces to stay together. So there it is. It's the matching Oyster and Pearl, even with that crack. The crack doesn't go to the edge. See, you don't even hear. It stays right there near the inside of it. So that's what you're going to get, Poodle. You're going to get both of them, and they're lovely. And I shall now put these down, and I thank you. I thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want it, and I hope you want it, where you're getting it anyway.
She thinks that's lovely, Scott.
Good, then she's getting it.
She said, "Have I told you I loved you lately, Scott?
Have I told you? If I didn't care." Remember the ink spots?
I'm going to go ahead and show these glasses if you don't mind.
Okay.
Just because I pulled them. These are Libby. There's a set of 6. These are going to start at, $20. So this is the last start. Rather than just, here, let me show what these look like. Yeah, that's not going to show very well. I guess without this. So this is like you call it liquid honey. This is honey brown.
Mm-hmm.
But I love these have some nice weight to it, I guess, because of the base.
Mm.
But Libby Tempo glasses, honey brown. These are 5 inches tall. You'll get a set of 6. Again, these are starting at $20 for a set of 6. And just a nice, simple design.
Ah, Patsy.
I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to let you read that.
Patsy.
So you get 6 of these 5 inches tall.
You're welcome, Poodle.
6'4", one money at 20. Hi, Bonita. Good to see you, Bonita. I'll count this down. Bonita's in at 20, so I'll just count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you, Bonita. Let's see if that bid holds up. The stop is in. Let me refresh. Okay, Benita, those are yours. Thank you very much for your bid. It's good to see you, Benita.
You don't sleep commando when you have a cat. Let's just leave
I'm gonna trust you on that one. Let's
just leave that right there. Although I don't have a cat anymore, but when I did, I knew better than to it's because at that where I was there in the loft, I didn't have any doors. I couldn't close a bedroom door and not let a cat in. And anyway, even if you close the bedroom door, if a cat wants to come in, it's going to stand there and scream until you let it in, so you let the cat in, but no. If
cats are relentless.
Do your cats
always get their way? They're always, don't fight the cat. They get their way.
Don't fight the cat. The cat is going to get its way.
Cats rule, they'll always win. Woo. Well, Scott, that's it.
Well,
1 year in the books, my friend.
I do, Philip. It's sitting right over there. Philip asked me if I have my bookcase with the old Victrola backing, and indeed, I do. And it is. Oops! It's right there. That nice. above that painting. That's the bookcase that has the back of it was made out of a Victrola packing case. That's what he asked about. Oh, there's my draped lady up there. You see her?
I do.
In the frosted green. Yeah. Well, thank you for wishing us happy anniversary. Our 1 year.
It's been quite a ride. It's been very fun. Occasionally we get together for other sales,
right?
And then we catch up. We just catch up. We like to visit and take a little vacation and go thrifting together, which is coming up again.
Next fall, right? We're gonna get together next autumn.
This fall. Well, yeah, a lot of us would prefer the summer, but your schedule's crazy and my schedule's like absolutely nuts. So I think the fall is gonna work out better for all of us. So we'll see how it goes. And somewhere in the south.
I'm hoping to get together with Dee sometime this summer. I'm trying to get her down here, and then we'll get Vinny over here for us to do a little something. But that may or may not happen. We'll have to see. But thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Some of you have been with us right from the start, and thank you so much. We really do appreciate that, and we'll continue to keep our eyes out for things that you guys like.
Yes. We did a little show and tell, so that's always fun. We really appreciate everyone joining us, and it's been great. We appreciate your support. It's friends like you that maybe you can't get out and find the things that we can find. We're just happy that we can bring it to you, that you can either replace a piece or start a new collection. And hopefully you learn a little something along the way. And like Scott said, we're constantly learning. We're always in these books, just trying to retain and, get out there and feel like the kids say today, get out there and touch some grass, get in the book, get a feel for the glass, the real stuff. And, it's fun. I've certainly had fun. I've learned a lot, And I really appreciate not only Scott, but all of you that share your knowledge of what you've learned too. So
yeah, speaking of someone who shared knowledge, and I've got to go. I just read the email about just before we went on the air about one of my candlesticks that I thought was Hazy, but it was a copy. It was a Czechoslovakian copy that was sold in the mid 30s, and I've got to go and change that. So anyway, I'm not going to be able to find it in there. So, but I learned just as much, and because many of you have been old time antique collectors, and maybe you're not able to do it any longer, and you have a lot of knowledge. A lot of you have a great deal of knowledge that goes way beyond just Google image search. You know your stuff, and I appreciate that.
yeah,
When we can learn from each other. What else do we want to do or say?
absolutely. Just a round of applause to our moderator. Well, not moderators, but Karen helped us with the starts. KP helped put our channel information there. Don't forget to email Scott if you're new to him. And we'll try to get this information out as possible. There's a lot. We're getting together again Friday, I believe, with Vinny and Dee. Friday night we'll be all together. Tammy's going to have her normal Tuesday afternoon sale tomorrow, I believe, at Tammy, help me out. Is it 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. on this channel? And then Tammy and I will have our regular Wednesday night sale. We'll be together, and then we'll get together Friday with you guys. So busy week, very busy week. 2 Central tomorrow.
Yeah, make sure everyone knows that Friday night, the channel that we're on Friday night is D, the Thrill of the Thrift. And that's 8 o'clock Friday night. And Tammy and David will be there, and the Vintage Vinny will be there, and I'll be there, and so will D. She's hosting it this time around, right? Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
Friday at 8.
Thanks for all the kind words for the happy anniversaries.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a lot of fun. We'll try to keep it going and make it another year.
Sound like a plan.
Sounds like a plan. Okay. We'll get these invoices out unless you want us to wait and combine shipping with the other sales. Just let us know. And with that, we will end it and bid you adieu. Good night, everyone. Thanks for showing up tonight.
Good night, folks. Thank you for coming. Thank you all. Thank you so much. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.